What's up, guys? This is the 10,000 calorie challenge. Before I start, I'm going to weigh myself here. I weigh myself in at 173 pounds. It's not too bad at all, not too bad at all. So what we're going to do here and how we're going to do it is we're going to use the Apple Watch. Basically what it's going to show us by counting our heart rate is going to tell us how many calories we burn throughout the day. So here we're just going to give it a little charge overnight so it's ready for tomorrow. And now we're going to set our alarm for 7 a.m. so we can start the day bright and early to get crap done and actually, be able to complete the challenge. So let's hope this works. This was a struggle of a wake up. Here I'm just getting on the Apple Watch. It's completely charged, thank God. I'm making sure everything's going to be set up alright and getting the exercise app, and it looks like everything was good to go. So the night before and while getting ready, I planned out my day. So I was going to start off this morning by doing some hill sprints in my backyard because the hill's pretty big and pretty steep. And then after that, my plan was to go to the gym and maybe row a little bit to try and get that heart rate constantly high, and also do just some light lifting, pretty high intensity to keep it going. That was the game plan thus far. After doing these hill sprints again and again and again, it was definitely a hard start of the day. I was already tired from waking up early, and this was just a very interesting way to start the day. I've never done it. I don't think I would do it again, but it also was able to help me burn calories pretty quickly early in the morning, so it was pretty beneficial as far as the challenge goes. So sadly, on my walk back up the hill, I found out that my heart rate was actually going pretty low, and I figured out that that was because the Apple Watch doesn't seem to work well in cold weather. So the rest of the day I thought I was gonna have to wait to exercise outside till it warmed up a little bit, which is exactly what I did, and instead I just went immediately to the gym after this. But of course I wanted to eat some food before I headed out, so I just whipped up quickly 2 eggs and then got out to my car right after. So while getting in the car and on my way to the gym, I was trying to think of things I was going to do after, and on my drive there, I was like, you know what, let's just go for a solid run after it all. So basically that was the plan there. So got to the gym, started lifting pretty lightweight. This is my terrible form of clean and jerk, and then I just did some cleans. Need to work on it anyway, and it also kept my heart rate going pretty fast, so that was a really good thing to keep going here. Then I hopped on the row machine, or the erg. If you actually row, you call it an erg. And I decided, let's just do 1K, and we'll do it relatively slow just because I want to pace myself out for the day. So then when I got out of the gym, got in my car, there was a spot that I knew I was going to park to start my jog. So when I actually was thinking about running, I didn't really have like a set goal for a distance. I just thought I was going to run. I think it was important for the entire day to try and keep the heart rate up, which is exactly what I did. And started the run there, went back and forth, and then I found this little campground called Point Folly, part of the lake that it's on. And I ended up taking a few breaks here and there just because I wanted to actually last throughout the entire day and not beat myself up early in the morning. So you're going to see a few views of the lake from here. I was pretty energized still at this point. It wasn't too bad. I was feeling a little sore in my legs, but I didn't really think too much of it. So after the run, I just kind of tried to do a cool down. My heart rate is 171 for that run, so that's pretty high, and burned a decent amount of calories at this point. So I would just a quick cool down, walk to the end of the dock and back. It's 9:21, 936 calories done. Heart rate after that jog, after a little cool down, is 142. Not too bad, a little behind schedule though. So next was the hike, so I wanted to try and, fuel up a little bit and not pass out for my next little exercise. They look like little turds. Sausages. So I prepared for my hike, got 2 bottles of water in my backpack, some of my filming accessories in there, the GoPro stuff, and more importantly, I had some food just in case I get to the top and I'm still pretty hungry. So when I finally got there, at the beginning, I figured this was going to be about like a 40-minute hike up and 45-minute hike down, which, it was about, but I kind of trucked through it pretty fast. And it was actually pretty nice. It wasn't too relaxing though, because I was trying to keep my heart rate above normal. But overall, this was definitely a much more comfortable form of exercising than at least rowing. Rowing is definitely not anyone's thing. It's also hard to tell in the video, but actually this is called Mount Tom Hike, and pretty much all the entire way up is up. So it's a lot more difficult to go up the mountain, obviously, than it is to go down. But overall, it wasn't too bad of a hike. I wasn't ever feeling like I needed to stop, so I didn't really stop that much except for a few filming purposes, like that smiley face right there. I just thought it was funny. And then basically just kept pushing through. There were some obstacles there, but really it's not the toughest hike in the world. When you get to the top, there's actually this tower, and it's pretty old. There's no door on it, so you can easily just walk on in and walk your way up to the top. At the top of the tower has a pretty awesome view, so I figured, you know what, let's just wing it and let's just get up to the top at this point. Pretty much done, so this was the only break was getting to the top, and then I was gonna take just a minute or two trying to keep my heart rate as high as possible. Maybe just have one of those bars, and then head back down after this. So at this point I wasn't really tired at all. No exhaustion remotely yet. Maybe it would sink in later when I actually stop. 3 hours, 30 minutes down. Holy crap, it's sunny. Heart rate now says 144 beats per minute. And we are 1,408 calories down. Pretty up here. So while this view is nice, we actually hiked from over there, walked all the way around, came up to here. The hike back down was extremely quick. It didn't really take that much time at all, which was kind of good because I kept a good pace. So we're back at the car now. Let's see what we got going on. It's been 4 hours since we started and we are down 1,600 calories, which is pretty solid. My heart rate on that hike was probably around 120 the entire time. So right after this, I actually need to do something important. I needed to go to CVS to go get my mom a birthday card because it's her 50th coming up, and of course she needs her card. So that took a little bit of time out of my day, and it actually ended up making me more exhausted by taking a break than anything else, honestly. It kind of let everything sink in, how much I worked today, and honestly, after that, I've been pretty winded. I ended up deciding, you know what, it might as well run one last time, at least one last time, I hope, before I completely drain myself. Now that I'm back home from getting the card, I have 2,086 calories done today in 5 hours and 20 minutes. So now we're gonna go for our second run of the day. Finished the run. Bad shin splints. So had to stop a little early. Have 2,249 now, down. Heart rate was pretty high during that run. Got a long way to go. 5 hours and 40 minutes done. Still a long way to go. So as a break to myself, since I actually am pretty tired now, my back's sore, shin splints, it's definitely still worth it, but since I need to give myself a little break to recover before I exercise a little more again, I am going to edit this video. And also, we are currently at almost 7 hours, and we have 2,700 calories burned. So not too bad at all. So after being extremely beat, lower body, I was like, alright, well, what really else can I do? So I basically just tried to bench a little, just see how it goes. 20 reps, 2 sets is all I ended up doing, but overall, my legs at this point were just marshmallows. But at the same time, I really still wanted to reach that goal. So I was trying as much as I could with this upper body workout, but I already did bench the other day, so my chest was already pretty sore. So I couldn't really do much here, sadly. So as you can see, I switched to the elliptical, and this was just awful. I got on there having not really much of a plan. I was like, alright, well, let's at least shoot for a mile, right? So my legs just feeling at this point completely like jello. Like honestly, there was nothing left in them. So I was honestly trying to use my arms here to move the machine and move my legs practically. And then my arms got tired, then I had to take a break with the arms and go with the legs, but this definitely kept my heart rate probably the highest it has been the entire day, even more than any of the runs. This was just an absolute and utter killer. As you can see here, 2 miles down, it was pretty solid just for the beginning. I did a mile, kept going, got 2 miles. Intervals, so did 2 miles, I'm gonna do a minute off, and then I'm gonna do half mile, minute off, half mile, and then I think I'll be done with this one. Whew, fun. So what I was saying there in my deranged state was that I just finished 2 miles and I was planning on doing 1 minute off, then a nice little half-mile sprint, and then another minute off, then another half-mile sprint, and then basically kind of will total up into 3 miles. So I was trying to keep my heart rate really high. I think during this it had to be probably 180, which is extremely high for me. I mean, that was a high-intensity workout, and it was definitely a great one nearing the middle-ish end of the day. This is part of one of the intervals. If it looks like I'm being tortured, because I basically am torturing myself. I think though that if I was to ever redo this challenge, that this elliptical would probably give me the best results rather than going to the gym and lifting weights or even swimming for that matter. I think that this would have been definitely the way to go for a good portion of the day and multiple different times, but because I lifted and I did so much other stuff, I was just so tired at this point. I'd probably next time mix this with hiking if I was to do it again, which I honestly don't know if I will. Okay, well done. Like the bazillionth workout of the day. Okay. I finished. Let's go there. With 3 miles done, 60 minutes, 27 seconds, which is actually a little off because I forgot to press stop at one point for the time, so it was probably actually a little quicker than that. So a lot of sprinting. So a quick little update, 9 hours down with 3,571 calories burned. So what I'm about to show here is actually kind of scary. The watch only has 24% battery life left, and I've done everything I possibly can to try and increase the length of time that it'll last. I even put it in airplane mode, as you can see there, and no sound to it, and it's still dying pretty significantly fast. So my game plan is, if this dies, before it dies, I'll track exactly where I'm at with my calories, which I'm at right now, which is 11 hours down with 4,311. And then what I'm going to have to do is I'll have to calculate how much I burn in my sleep, which I'll show you right now. So how we're going to do this is that I know that the average person, a normal person, burns about 0.42 calories for every pound in 1 hour of sleep. So what you do with that is, basically, I know my weight from earlier in the video is 173 pounds. So we're going to have to take that 173 pounds and we're going to have to take it and multiply it by 0.42. And once we get that number, then that number is going to have to be multiplied again by how many hours of sleep I'm going to get, which is going to be 7. So once you get that, we have our total, which I'm going to guess will be about 508. Oh wait, it is, nice. So now basically I know that if I sleep at midnight, then that's how many calories I'm going to burn throughout the night until it reaches 24 hours. So if this is subject to change, obviously I'll calculate a different one. If I fall asleep at 11, I'll have a different calculation. I'll add it to what I have. Or if my watch dies too early, I'll just calculate it as if I was resting, a resting kind of thing. So then I'll add that those calories to whatever the watch gives me right before it dies. So that's how we're going to have to do it from now on. So as you can see, the last part of my exercise, I think, that I'm going to physically be able to do for the rest of the day was play with my dog. I was going to do it in the best possible way, trying to keep my heart rate up, and he definitely helped me out with that. He was very riled up. It was a great way to end an extremely taxing day. I honestly, at this point, was just trying to go side to side and trying to work any part of my body that wasn't hurting, which was kind of hard because my legs were pretty much beat, but you know what? It worked, and it was worth it.
That's a Calorie.
So here, my watch is still live, 11 hours, 37 minutes down with 4,505 calories burned. Not too bad. So my watch is now at 5%, so I think I'm just gonna have to give up on the exercise part and just now calculate what I got left for the day. So I actually knew my BMR, which is your resting metabolic rate. It was 1,908. So this actually gives me a formula that I can do to find exactly for me how many calories I burn while literally just resting, either sitting or sleeping, doesn't matter. So now that I have this, I'm going to go through the equation, which if you want you can slow down and follow it, but I'm not going to bore you with it, so I'll just fast forward through it all until we get to the last little important fact of how many calories we went through today. So pretty much 6,000 calories. Honestly, that's not that bad. I wasn't expecting to make it to 10,000. I don't really know anyone that has actually, but I think it was a really cool experience. Don't think I would do it again. That was awfully exhausting, but it was pretty fun. To wrap it up, nice, 6,000. Over and out.